that we are going to discuss now for this afternoon, which is first the preparation and curing of concrete test specimen. Then after that, we are going to talk about the determination of time setting of hydraulic cement. Okay, so first we talk about the making and curing of concrete test specimen. So kana makita ra kung percent?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Okay. So this will be our first lesson no, for this week, preparation and curing of test specimen. Okay, so this lecture note is quite lengthy no mura na siya 90 kapin nga slides or kanang pages because once we talk about preparation and curing of test specimen, duha na siya ka klase. Okay, so first is the standard practice for making and curing concrete test specimen in the laboratory and ang isa in the field. No, so um, all of the kining mga activities and also test procedures no nga atong ginabuhat with respect sa materials testing is kana sa tanan wala lang ta nagbuot-buot na based sa atong preference on how we would want to conduct the test, but we based those even the step-by-step procedure via sa provision sa mga international standards nga ato ang gi-adapt. Okay, say for example ang the most common or the most common no, or highly adopted nga provision in terms of materials testing nga international standard is ng ASTM. Okay, so ASTM atong gamiton ani, so lahi-lahi siya code for laboratory and for the field, no? So for the standard practice for making and curing concrete test specimen in the laboratory, we have a code for that ASTM C192. And then, kana pong standard practice for making and concrete test specimens in the field, ang ihang code ana si ASTM is C31. So to give you an overview of what is inside ani nga provision, no, similar lang siya in terms of the apparatus that you are going to need, no, apparatus and then test procedure in making no the or mixing the concrete sample nimo. Dito lang sila magka-differ sa kanang pagka diri magud sa field is mag-include na siya og transportation no or saon pag-handle sa imuhang concrete sample from the field towards the laboratory. So kay balimura na lang difference and the rest is almost similar sila. Okay? So first, no, there is a lecture notes. Though I have posted a video recording or a pre-recorded video ani niya no, dito sa e-learn, but I'm still gonna give you an overview. So ang detail ani niya nga discussion is naa dito sa e-learn ha. Dili na to siya i-discuss in details di are, not just an overview. Okay, so unsay naa sulod sa ASTM? So by the way, ASTM is a publication. So naay mga downloadables in PDF format diha sa Google no. You just have to carefully pick those kanang wala siya nag-need o payment. Nakauban magud is bayaran nimo. Nay uban nga free download lang siya and then maswertean ka no nga maka-download ka og libre. Where usually naa na siya. You just have to look no carefully. So for ASTM C192, which is the standard practice for making and curing concrete test specimens in the laboratory. So what is inside the ASTM? No, actually ano na siya publication book na siya usually. So ang unsay scope ani nga kuan provision no. So this covers procedures for making and then curing test specimen of concrete in the laboratory under accurate control of materials and test conditions using concrete that can be consolidated by rubbing or vibration as described herein. So the rest of the scope now is also stated here. No? Aside from the scope, no, nagbutang niya po siya og significance and use. So what is the use of this provision? No? ASTM C192. So it is through the standard practice or standard procedure, we'll be able to know the mixture proportioning of project concrete, no, especially magod in humongous projects. Pagka when we talk about concrete, gina-design na siya through design mix. no? So it is through the kining standard practice for making and curing test specimen or ASTM C192 makahibaw ta kung unsa ang perfect or ang suitable no nga mixture proportioning. So when you say mixture proportioning, unsa kadaghan ang fine aggregates which is ang sand, unsa kadaghan ang gravel no or ang coarse aggregates and then at the same time ang water nimo ug ang cement no kay pagka sa mga large projects man god we don't use kanang proportioning bitaw nga 1 is to 2 is to 3. We usually do not do that. Pagka dagko na kayo ng mga projects, ano na siya by kilogram or by percentage no through and ano na siya determined through design mix. Okay, next is also we can use this provision ASTM C192 in the evaluation of different mixtures and materials, and then correlation with non-destructive tests, and then providing specimen for research purposes. Okay, so matong lingon kaganina, no, ang itong concrete is composed of cement, fine aggregates, coarse aggregates, water, no, and then admixtures if applicable, and at the same time kanang mga addition of foreign material, shall we say kanang mga industrial waste like fly ash, no, mga lime sludge. So through design mix, no, performed based on ASTM C192, makibaw ta kung unsa ang proper proportioning aning nila nga mga components. Okay? Next is correlation with non-destructive tests. So na yung mga values derived from the concrete test specimen na test results no when tested, pwede din mo siya makorelate sa mga test no nga na i-ano la base lang sa data. So basically you can create correlation no between destructive or non-destructive test as well. Kaya nga kana bitang dili na ka kinahanglan mag-conduct ani nga test kay based sa kani nga data provided by test results no obtained from concrete test specimen makaderive na ka og mura og output ni ana without having to conduct no the specific test. Marag ana siya. Okay? Next, also, no, providing specimen for research purposes. So, for those students, no, that are under this subject and is currently, no, doing research in respect sa kanang concrete, no, or chose a topic that inline siya sa concrete, no, and at the same time kanang mga materials replacement, and may ana, most particularly dealing with concrete, no, kay kinahanglan gyud gihapon mo magamit aning ASTM C192. Okay. Next is mga aparatus. No, aside from the significance and use and scope na gibutang dito sa ASTM no C192, naghatag yapon siya details on what are the apparatus and equipments that we are going to need as we conduct the test no the ASTM C192. So first is the mold. So ato ang gi-mention kay ganina, I mean previously no nga duha ka klase ato ang mold na ay cylinder and na ay beam, and then we have perfectly differentiated no when to use which, 'di ba? So na ay cylinder and then na ay beam. Okay, so naa din siya yung mga provisions di ari sa side na dili ato siya basahon kay medyo taas na siya. So upon using these molds no, as provided sa ASTM, you have to follow the specifications stated here as well. Okay, dili lang pwede nga basta mold lang and then basta nga cylinder mold lang or basta lang nga beam. No, kailangan nag-follow gyapon siya sa mga provisions stated under ASTM C192. Okay, na diha ang mga tamping rods. No, ang tamping rods is ano na siya for consolidation purposes. Okay, makita na nila later. Next is rubber mallet. And then the vibrators. So when you say vibrators, na internal and external vibrators, and then as to the frequency, na-upload na siya provision. So dili pwede na magamit lang tag basta-basta na vibrators or internal or external vibrator. Nagyapon siya requirement as to the frequency as well. No, and also sa kanang iyahang usage po kung saan siya paggamit na yapon sa provision. Anyways, I will be showing you a video later no so you would have an idea and you would properly visualize now what this standard procedure is all about. Okay? Next is you will be also needing small tools like mga trowels, mga straight edge, no, mga gloves, and then mga scoop. Okay? Next is of course your slump apparatus, no? I guess kailan mo siguro tanan what is slump apparatus, no? It is of course, no, it is used to determine the slump of your concrete. So na diha dapat kompleto siya, no, your slump cone, and then your tamping rod, and then your measuring tape. Okay? And then mga pans, no, for sampling and mixing, what sieving equipment, air content apparatus, no? Your scales or mga timbangan, time measuring devices, of course, your concrete mixer. Okay, usually we don't manually mix our concrete. No, very ideal ang maggamit ta og concrete mixer. And then as to the proper handling and proper usage of concrete mixer, naka-state gihapon siya sa ASTM C192. So in cases nga di ka kahibaw mo gamit sa concrete mixer, just have to refer sa ASTM C192 kay gibutang na diha niya ang step-by-step procedure on how to properly use, no, concrete mixer para sa ASTM C192 nga test procedure. And then also, kailangan mo i-prepare ang materials, no, temperature, kailangan, of course, maintain ato ang desired nga mga temperature, no, dili pwede ka ng init kaayo ato ang aggregates and at the same time dili pud pwede basa kaayo, no, kaya ang tendency anang init kaayo ng mga aggregates, say for example, no, nabulad kaayo siya sa init, no, dili pwede kay maka-affect siya sa moisture content sa imuhang concrete kay ano man na kanang measured man na imuhang water content, no, pag init kay mo aggregates na ay tendency nga iyahan ang sunupon, no, or iyang i-absorb na imuhang water. At the same time pod, on the other hand, kung basa kaayo imuhang mga aggregates, sabutan nato na may uban nga ginahugasan nila aggregates, no, pag basa kaayo makadugang pud na siya sa water content, no, ma-mix na siya do gamay kay na siya pagka ato siya lang tawon sa bulk, no, pero kung imo na siya i-check jud imuhang i-calculate ihang water content mo sobra gid na siya than the desired one, no, sa kailangan i-maintain gid gihapon na siya. Okay? Next is for your cement, and also kailangan dili pwede ta maggamit atong semento, no, nga nagbugol-bugol siya or naay mga lumps. So kailangan fine gid kahayo siya ang iyahang ang iyahang mga yung powder, no, ana na siya. So if to even make sure, no, nga wala gyud mga lumps diha or mga sheets kay usually masagol man ang kanang papel, di ba, papel sa kini iyang packaging sa semento, so dapat wala gihapon na siya, dapat ma-remove na siya. So for us to be able to make sure kay pwede siya to siyang ayagon, no, using the number 200 sieve. Actually, ang number 200 sieve is muna siya pinakagamay among all other sieve sizes. Okay? And also, mga preliminary test, no, sa imuhang aggregates, fine, both fine and coarse aggregates. Okay? So, lightweights. Okay, bali mo lang ni siya, preparation of materials at the same time. Natay test procedure na step by step, gid ni siya. Step 1, step 2, step 3. So, di nato siya basahon tanan, no, kaya ato man siyang lantawon sa video later. No, but for in cases nga, dili gid ayo kinahanglan mag machine mixing, no, pwede ta magamit og hand mixing, and then naya pa siya provision din ani. Okay, so as to the so later na ni siya, no, para dili ninyo ma-visualize ninyo ba, so I'll be showing you a video, no, about ASTM C192 and of course ASTM C31 para ma-visualize ninyo ato ang ginaistoryahan din ani. So this video is sourced from, of course, none other than YouTube, of course, no. So ako siya i-post. Today, this is ASTMC 192, no, making and curing test specimen in the laboratory. Okay, so kanang makita ninyo, no, initially is muning concrete tank, no, makita ninyo diri kanang murag swimming pool nga gamay, tank na siya, and at the same time kaning trowel diri. So kani siya nga video is all about making na no, concrete test specimen, so humana siya og mix sa concrete niya. So kani nga part is kato na siyang maggama na siya og concrete sample, no, kay bali magbutang na siya sa mold. Okay, so let's watch. So just tell me if dili madunggan ang iyang audio. Ha, sige, let's watch the video. So if you would notice na nakay mixed concrete din ani, ang kaniyang gibuhat is nag-check siya sa slump. No mo ang slump cone niya kung nakapasar ba na siya sa slump. Then kana iyang ginabuhat karon nga murag iyang ginatuslok-tuslok no og rod. Amo na siya ginatawag nga rodding. No, that is one type of consolidation process wherein we omit no or we get rid of those voids no within the concrete mixture. Okay, because we don't want voids in our concrete mixture. Kaya kana nga mga voids na naman siya air. Supposedly kana lang nga mga voids dapat ang nag-occupy ana is not air but instead dapat mga fine aggregates or even concrete mixture. Kaya it affects the strength manggod sa ato ang concrete no pagdaghan voids. Okay? So if you would notice na ang kani siya is slump test man ni siya, slump contest. So lahi po ni siya code ha. Dili ni siya belong sa ASTM C192 o lahi po siya sa ASTM C31. Naa siya separate niya nga provision. Na po siya separate niya nga code. No? So if manotice ninyo diri murag ni down siya or murag ni niubos ba or ni depress ang imuhang concrete no gikan sa conical shape and pag remove sa cone or sa slump cone murag ni baba siya and then kanang difference karon or kanang height between the rod or from the rod up to the top of this kining depressed na nga conical shape sa concrete mixture is mo na siya imong slump dayon mo na siya atong ginakontour and in most cases or based ito sa provision gihapon sa DDWH when you say class A or class B, class C man ala to usually 4 inches na siya no 4 inches ang iyang slump. Okay, iha man ang sukdon karon. So, na-notice ninyo nga 4 inches to no ang iyahang slump, so probably nipasar to siya kay minimum na to is ano man 4 inches. And then katong pagbalik niya, so from the cone no gibalik niya diri sa mixture ang iyang concrete. So sa base siguro sa ASTM provision sa slam contest pwede siya ibalik, pero dili tanan no nga pagkuha nimo sa sample pwede nimo ibalik sa kaninga mixture, no, na dili na siya all base, kani siguro is accepted siya sa slam contest. So, kailan naman tani mga cylindrical molds. So, many mga molds for compressive strength determination. So, if you have noticed, wala niya gipuno diretso ang cylinder, no? So, by layer na niya. So, for this case, ang number of layers, dependent siya sa diameter sa imuhang mold. Okay, so if you're using it's either ano man na siya, 6 inches or 4 inches na mold. So for this case, he is using 6 inches diameter mold, and then based dito sa ASTM provisions or ASTM C192, if you are using 6 inches na mold, you will be depositing your concrete di sa imong mold in 3 equal layers. Okay? And then kung ma-notice po ninyo nga every layer garading siya, no? Gamit ana stamping rod katong murag hindi tusok-tusok dadiha, no, and then ang pagtusok-tusok ana is calculated gihapon siya or numbered, no. So nakabutang po di adto, no, sa ASTM provisions ang number of roddings or kung ikapila ka magtusok-tusok sa iyaha is based lang gihapon sa iyahang diameter sa iyahang mold, no. So for this case, he is using 6 inches nga mold. Therefore, he should be doing 12 roddings per layer na siya. Okay, kung may 25 roddings per layer. So, kibali kung tulo, so every after layer mag-rodding ka. And then, pag mag-rodding ka, kailangan ma-appeal tong iyang gisundan nga layer sa ubos. No, kibali appeal siya sa katong gisundan niya nga layer ba. And then, every after rodding, imo na siyang dukdukon og rubber mallet kana sa gawas, no, sa kanang surface na sa gawas sa imuhang mold, dukdukon na siya rubber mallet 10 to 15 times, no, as stated in ASTM C192 lang gihapon. Okay. Nya kana nga part diha karon, no, ini kahuman og kapuno sa imuhang cylinder mold, no, required gihapon as per ASTM provision nga imo siyang i-finish ang iyang top using a trowel, kibali trowel finish ang iyang ibabaw or ang iyang surface. Okay. O kani nga part diri nag-specify niya 1 day after because stated dito gihapon sa ASTM no si 19 to nga after 24 hours or minimum of 24 hours pwede na nimo or kinahanglan gyud nimo i-demold ang imong sample no. Kung pasabot kaon na nimo siya sa mold and then ibutang na nimo siya sa curing tank or kani mo rag na swimming pool diri. Okay, so ato na siya lang tawon ihaning i-demold or kuhaon sa mold no ang concrete sample and then iyan ang ihulog sa curing tank. Okay, so if you would notice here no nga gi-submerge na niya or gihumol na niya ang iyahang concrete sample no. So it is really needed or kailangan gyud nga ang imong concrete sample is malapawan siya og tubig siguro mga 1 to 2 inches no gikan sa iyahang top surface no. Nganong ihulo man siya? Because of two reasons. First is kailangan to makontrol ang moisture content within your concrete sample no. Kibali para maiwasan nato ang pag-evaporate sa unnecessary evaporation of water content diya sa imong concrete no kay ano pa man na siya ga obtain pa sa iyang design strength. And number two is to mimic man siya worst condition worst site condition no nga kibali mo kasi mimic niya ka usually di ba ang worst condition nga the pavement would undergo with kanang full submersion of water or kanang water intrusion di ba diha siya kini murag stress kaayo or prone to damage pag ang pavement nimo nahulom siya sa tubig no especially those kanang mga poorly designed drainage no nga mga roads. Usually anang mga pavement nila ana diha is dali gyud siya maguba or dali siya mag-crack or dali siya mag-fail no because water intrusion is one of the reasons as to why pavement fails no or why pavement kining dili siya makaabot sa iyahang design nga lifespan. Okay, so kibali mo nang ato ang i-submerge no atong water manang atong i-subject ang atong mga concrete samples or concrete cylinder samples sa worst case condition diha sa site. Okay? Or diha sa field. So, I guess human naman siguro ni. Okay, so last part no is paglimpyo sa mga paglimpyo sa mga mold. So still no provided sa ASTM C192 nga kinahanglan limpyuhan nato ang ato ang concrete cylinder nga molds no especially or most particularly ang addition of oil diha sa surface niya no para dili mo pikit atong sampal. Okay, that is so far no for ASTM C192. So I won't be showing you a video sa ASTM C31 kay same raman na sila. No, ang katulang gid is difference nila is katong naa siya transportation from the field towards the laboratory. Ang proper handling kibali no kay dili siya pwede ma-disturb no because once we transport cylinder, di ba, ano man na siya, isakay siya, so na yung mga vibration. So, kinahanglan, nakabutang na siya sa box, dayon na napalibutan na siya, kinibutan na ito mga panapto, no, para dili siya matumba, and then to lessen the vibration dito sa atong sample, kaya maka-affect din siya sa kanang ato ang quality sa atong sample. Okay, so that's all no for ASTM C190 and ASTM C31 on making and curing of your concrete specimen no, both in the laboratory and in the field. Do you have questions?
None, ma'am.
None.
Okay, so thank you so much no for the response. So basically, we really need to follow no provisions under ASTM, C192 and C31 no specifically sa concrete samples because ang kanang concrete sample man good is our representative no sa kanang gipangbuhusan nato diya for beams and columns. So it is through testing ba of our concrete sample nga makaingon ta nga bagsak ba ang atong gibuhusan nga beam or bagsak atong beam or ang column. No, so kailangan proper care no should be taken diha sa pag-make, pag-cure, and even pag-transport and even on a testing procedure no sa atong concrete test specimen. Okay, so no questions man from you. So I guess you have understood no the topic. Now we proceed to our next topic now for this afternoon, which is the determination of time setting of hydraulic cement. Okay, so makita ba niya akong gi-present?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, thank you. So we are on our lesson 2 now for this week. So this is about determination of setting time of hydraulic cement. Okay? So lahi na po siya provisions or lahi na po siya og code under ASTM. So we are still following no procedures standard procedures based sa ASTM nga provision, but this time lahi na siya of course og code no a standard test method for time setting siya of hydraulic cement by Vicat needle, ASTM C191. Okay, so for the discussion, so cement has many important properties which are gained by, di ba, lahi ang cement, lahi ang concrete, di ba? So concrete is a mixture of both cement, fine aggregates, coarse aggregates, and water, and a mixture no if necessary. But ang cement is muna siya itong pozzolanic no nga material. Kato ni siyang powder ang when you say cement because murag ang uban mga but I have noticed is they use cement and concrete interchangeably ba. Ningon sila nga cement is kana kunong cement pavement or something like that, but it's actually not cement, concrete pavement na siya because mo to siyang difference between concrete and cement no. Okay, so cement has many important properties which are gained by adding required amount of water to start the reaction between them. Okay, when water is mixed with cement, the paste is formed and it remains in the plastic state for first few minutes. During these first few minutes, the paste can be molded in any required shape due to its plasticity. However, within this specific time, reaction continues between cement and water. During this reaction, loses its plasticity and gets hardened. Afterwards, molding the hardened paste in the desired shape is now difficult. The early time of the hardening of cement paste is known as setting time of cement. Okay, di ba? So, ma-visualize man siguro ninyo ang process na ba? Nga once ato ang i-mix ang water with cement, usually naa ka ng mura siya liquid na pero actually plastic state na niya nga pwede pa nimo siya masahon, dayon pwede pa nimo siya i-deposit sa katong molde niya no. So for example kung magbuhos kag beam or column or footing, so pwede pa nimo siya ma-deposit dito and then pwede pa sad nimo siya ma-shape into kanang desired nimo nga shape or pwede pa nimo siya mahimo dito sa imong desired nga shape no for footing, beam and column. So kana nga state diha from the time of mixing of water with cement together with other materials no up until sa time nga dili pa siya mag-start og gahi is mo na siya tawag nga plastic state sa ato ang concrete and then the time gani nga mogsugod na siya og gahi ang imuhang concrete no muna na siya ang ginatawag nga setting time of cement diya na mag-start ang iyang setting time no because dili man gyud siya nga abrupt di ba ang pag-harden sa atong cement ano man na siya kanang time by time na siya specific time nga from the initial time setting and then final setting okay so dili na siya abrupt di ba. So next, the setting time of cement paste. It is that the interval during which the cement paste loses its plasticity after adding water in cement. It is defined as specified time required for concrete or mortar to change from liquid state to plastic state and then plastic state to solid state so that the surface becomes sufficiently rigid to withstand a definite amount of pressure. It is necessary to place and consolidate the concrete or the mortar before initial setting to start and then not disturb till the final setting of mortar or concrete has taken place. Okay, so say difference sa imong mortar o sa imong concrete. Okay, when you say mortar, ano lang na siya kanang cement paste which means your water and then your kining cement pwede na siya mortar lang na siya and then pwede gihapon nga ano siya cement water and fine aggregates mortar gihapon na siya and or pwede gihapon katong tulo na ay coarse aggregate pwede gyapon siya makatawag ng mortar okay so when you say setting time of cement or setting time of hydraulic cement na siya duha ka part no the initial setting time and the final setting time. Okay? So the initial setting time, it is regarded as the time elapsed between the moment that the water is added to the cement to the time that the paste starts losing its plasticity and the hardening of the cement starts. It is the time within which the cement can be molded in desired shape without losing its strength. So kibali ang kanang initial setting time is the time no murag medyo plastic pa siya. It is the time na between water is added to the cement to the time the paste starting losing its plasticity and the hardening of the cement starts. Okay, so man siya yung initial setting time. And then next, your final setting time. So it is the time elapsed between the moment when the water is added to the cement and the time when the paste has completely lost its plasticity and has attained the sufficient firmness to resist certain indefinite pressure. This is the time taken for the cement paste to become hard and attain the shape of the mold in which it is casted. Okay? So same ra gud gihapon sa other ASTM provisions no. Gibutang gyapon niya diri ang mga aparatos that we are going to need no as we do this test. First, diha is the Vicat apparatus with the needle end 1 millimeter in diameter. So later, no, I will be showing you a video and then you will see what this Vicat apparatus looks like. Next is the weights and the weighing devices. Next is the glass graduate or katong cylinder, no? 200 or 250 ml capacity and a trowel and containers, of course. Okay, so na procedure dire, you need to weigh 400 grams of cement, prepare amount of water as to the calculated in normal consistency test, prepare a cement paste, place in Vicat. Di lang to siya i-mention ang step by step, no? Kibale. So, magtanaw lang to sa video later. Okay? Ay, ato lang siyang ikuan dire. Mo jump na to sa dire sa step 4. So, allow that time. So, kibali na siya yung i-deposit yung mga imong cement dito nga mixture. Now, you allow the time of setting of specimen to remain in the moist cabinet for 30 minutes after molding without being disturbed. Determine the penetration of the 1 millimeter needle at this time and every 15 minutes until a penetration of 25 millimeter or less is obtained. To read the penetration, lower the needle of Vicat apparatus until it touches the surface of the cement paste. Tighten the screw and take an initial reading. Release the set screw and allow the needle to settle for 30 seconds and then take reading to determine the penetration. Okay. Note that no penetration shall be made closer than 6 millimeter from any previous penetration and no penetration shall be made closer than 9.5 millimeter from the inside of the mold. Record the results of all penetration, then by drawing a curve, determine the time when a penetration is 25 millimeter is obtained. This is the initial setting time. The final setting time is when the needle does not sink visibly into the paste. Okay? And then mag-draw din ka graph. Okay? And also na siya natin provision with respect to temperature and humidity. And then na po tayo mga precautions here. No? Basahon lang na siya. And so say for example, this is how your test sheet is going to look like. So sample lang ni siya. Kibali, ang pagkuha sa imuhang time setting of your hydraulic cement or your cement is based on the penetration of the needle, kanama kay Vicat needle, no? Penetration of your Vicat needle with respect to time elapsed and time interval. Okay, so kibalin ana siya, you will be reading this one. Kibalin mo ni imong test sheet, no? Kana siya, daghan. And then kanina time is ingon siya dito sa Astm, no. Kailangan i-measure nimo ang time wherein dili na gid mo penetrate or zero penetration na ang imuhang Vicat needle diha sa imuhang cement mixture, no. So diyan ka mag-stop sa imuhang test. Okay? And then kana nga mga values, no, kibali kani siya daghan kay 21st reading, no. Imo na siyang i-graph. Okay? And then ang kanang imuhang time, no, time nga naka-create ka or naka-obtain kag 25 mm, no, mo na siya imuhang initial setting time. So for this case, ang time nga kibali imo siyang i-graph along y ang imuhang penetration in terms of millimeter and then sa x-axis imuhang time. No, so i-pinpoint nimo ang 25 mm nga penetration. Unsa ang equivalent time ana is mo na siya imong final setting time. Okay? And then, ang kanang final setting, initial, sorry, di ay, mo yung initial setting time, no? Time at 25 mm penetration. And then, ang kanada yung imuhang final setting time is, of course, kaning dili 335 nga, zero penetration na, or pasabot gahi na. Okay, so unsa may implication aning initial setting time and final setting time. Okay, sabot pasabot, the moment nga na mix imuhang water with your cement, 3.67 hours after that, magsugod na gahi ang imuhang semento. Okay? Or imuhang concrete. Okay? And then, gikan dayon na mix nimo imong water with your cement, no? 5.58 hours ana it is expected, no, nga gahi na jud ang imuhang concrete or fully hardened na siya. Okay? So kibali kailangan dili pa moabot sa 3 point sa man paggamit sa value anino sa data. So kailangan you as a materials engineer should know nga kailangan you have to make sure no nga kailangan before 3.67 hours before no nga moabot sa 3.67 hours from the mixing time, kailangan madeposito na ang imuhang konkreto diha sa imong mold or diha sa imong forma nor sa imong beam or sa imong column. So kailangan na deposit na siya. Kailangan dili na siya matandog by that time. But by the time nga ang 3.67 nga hours from the time of mixing moabot, no, kay dili man siya pwede nga matandog nimo siya during sa iyang setting time, no, kay ano man siya ma-disturb ang iyahang pag-obtain sa iyahang strength. Okay, so mo na ang iyahang um, importance or implication. So I'm gonna show you a video.
You see, we edit a lot of videos every day, so we don't get much time to answer emails or write long proposals for clients. Until we found Grammarly. With just one click, we can correct any embarrassing spelling mistakes. And if our emails look like long scripts, we turn on clarity suggestions.
Run your timer at the exact time.
Makita na ba ang video?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
In this video, we will cover setting time of hydraulic cement by VCAT needle. In other words, the time that cement need to react or hydrate completely with water. In order to perform this test, you need the following: the VCAT apparatus, 2 needles, thick and thin one, a mixer, a timer, a 650 gram of cement, and a defined amount of water, which has been determined by the normal consistency test, which we had covered in a previous video. Click here or on the link in the description box to see the video. First, put the cement in the mixing bowl. Then add the water to the cement. Run your timer at the exact time you have added the water to the cement. You need to prepare the cement paste as we have done in the normal consistency video. Leave your paste for 30 minutes. Place the thin needle on the VCAT apparatus. Set the indicator on 0. Adjust the needle until it becomes in contact with the base surface. Release the needle. The needle will penetrate the base. Repeat this operation every 15 minutes until a 25 mm or less of penetration is obtained. The time between the initial contact of cement and water and the penetration of 25 mm is the initial time of setting. Then, place the thick needle on the VCAT apparatus. Set the indicator on 0. Adjust the needle until it becomes in contact with the base surface. Release the needle. The needle will penetrate the base. Repeat this operation every 15 minutes until the needle fails to penetrate the base. The time between the initial contact of cement and water and the fail of thick needle to penetrate the base is the final time of setting. And by that, we were able to determine the setting time of hydraulic cement by VCAT needle.
Okay, so that's all, no? That video is about the determination of time setting of our hydraulic cement. So, sayo na kayo siya, no? Sayo na kayo siya nga test kay ano naman siya, mag-measure lang man ka, no? Maggamit lang man ka og time and then penetration. Okay, so do you have any questions? So hopefully no sa inyong laboratory, kaya di ba naman ay co-requisite man anin niya isang laboratory, di ba si 14.2. So hopefully ma-cover na ninyo maano man ninyo na ang test no, makakandak mo na kay it is one of the most simple test no in materials testing. Ano lang siya, you are going to need ano lang VICAT needle apparatus, and then after that Pwede naman na katong cement, pwede naman mo ano no magpalit, and then timer ano, so and also i-record lang man ninyo ang iyang penetration with respect to time. Okay, so do you have any questions?
Ma'am, imo man ang i-post sa e-learning last na lesson, right?
Ako siyang i-post karon after sa ato ang klase. Same ra Japon siya week under week 4 pero madugangan lang to siya dito lesson 2.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So, wala na may question siguro sa uban, no? So, katong mga students na nagamit og concrete sa ilang research, so please do be versed na well versed sa kaning ASTM C192 and C31. Okay, because you will be needing that good. Okay? So, I guess wala naman siguro yung question, and then di lang ta mag-open sa atong camera, no? Because agad kita. Anyway, so mag-take lang kog screenshot as a proof no and evidence. Okay. So I think no that would be all for this afternoon. I'll see you next week, no? And you may now enjoy the rest of the day, and you may leave the meeting.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Bye
Thank you,
bye.
ma'am.